debate over the definition of a journalist. Who exactly is one and who should be getting press credentials for it? Dan Springer joins us live from the Seattle Bureau this morning. Good morning to you, Dan.
Good morning, Anna. Media certainly is changing, isn't it? The line between blogger and journalist is getting blurred with so many people doing both and a huge proliferation in blogging. There is also a rise in conflicts, as you mentioned, where bloggers want to be treated like the press, but they're not, at least not yet. It happened recently in Los Angeles when the LAPD decided to remove uncredentialed reporters from the Occupy protest just before throwing out the protesters. Well, bloggers and the other so-called citizen journalists threw a fit, saying because they can't get credentials, they have less access to news events and their First Amendment rights are out the window. The LAPD is now reviewing its policy. There's also the case of blogger Crystal Cox, who was sued for defamation. Now, during the trial, she claimed she was a journalist and entitled to protections under Oregon's SHIELD law. The federal judge disagreed, saying there was no evidence she had any training or that she adhered to journalistic standards like things like fact-checking, while fellow bloggers have largely distanced themselves from Cox.
I mean, we're in the business of criticizing people. That's what journalists, that's what bloggers do. So we have an obligation to be at least accurate with that criticism.
So what did she do? Crystal Cox accused attorney Kevin Padrick of, among other things, tax fraud. The courts ruled that it was completely false, and a jury awarded Padrick $2.5 million. Padrick says, even more important than whether Cox was acting as a journalist or not, is the power the internet has to destroy reputations.
False allegations can be made against somebody, and they will have to live with those false allegations for the rest of their life.
And libel judgments against bloggers are skyrocketing. The dollar amount is up to $47 million, $30 million of that in just the last 2 years. Anna?
Hey there, I wanted to mention this to you too. Yes, there certainly is blurring of the lines between news and entertainment. What do you think the future of some of the entertainment sites like TMZ are? It used to be you never heard those types of sites quoted, and you're starting to hear that more and more.
Well, these sites are exploding. The content's going up. There are 1.6 million posts a day, and according to one, web company, they believe that there are two blogs added to the list of blogs, 2 blogs every second. So you can see the proliferation is there. What will happen when these blogs continue to put out false information? I think you're going to see more and more of these defamation and libel suits, because we're starting to see that people are starting to have success. Now, oftentimes you'll see these libel cases against the big companies, the big conglomerates, the media companies. But I think more and more you're going to start to see them against these smaller players. Even though the people won't get any money out of the lawsuits, they can get the reputation back in some degree. Anna?
All right, Dan Springer, thank you so much for your time today. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and your family.
Thanks. Merry Christmas to you too.